everyone. We have a very niche video today. Today we're going to focus on the Chanel Tenues. I have 3 of the shades that are being discontinued, and I have 2 of the new shades. I'll make sure all the new shades and the swatches go up, and I will make sure a list of all the discontinued or discontinuing shades goes up. Now, I did mention this in another video. They are discontinuing some of the Tenue shades. They are adding some new ones. I picked up, like I said, 2 new ones. I do have a video where I swatched on my lips a whole bunch of Tenues. I will make sure that video is linked. So those will not be included in today's video. But the two new ones that I have are Pink Nude and Coral Pink. So you'll see those on my lips. And then the discontinued ones, Mary Rose, Sweet Berry, and Milky Blueberry. I'll put them all on my lips today so you can see what they look like. But first I want to go into what the Tenues are. So the Chanel Tenues, the full name of these is the Rouge Duo Ultra Tenue. And these have been around for quite some time. If I can look up exactly when they were released, I'll put it down below. But they were really the first long-wearing liquid lip, but they're not liquid lips in the sense that many of us know of them now. A liquid lip indicates to me a wand similar to this that you put on your lips and then it dries down and stays. Either doesn't transfer at all or transfers very little. The problem with that type of formula for someone like me is that it tends to be drying. If it's going to stay on your lips, if it's going to not be transfer resistant, in general, it's gonna, it's gonna be drying, because it's going to set down onto your lips and it's not a comfortable feeling. I have heard that, I think it's Pat McGrath has one that's a red color that's become very popular. I believe Taylor Swift wears it. And that is like, I haven't tried that, so I don't know. But these were the ones that I started using before the whole liquid lips thing happened. And I have always been able to wear these because they're not completely transfer proof. They are transfer resistant. They do stay on a very long time, and I find them to be pretty comfortable. But the thing about these that is unique is that it's a dual process lipstick. You put the shade on, you let it dry down a little bit, and then you take the other side, which is why they're duos, and with the other side of the lip, you put on the gloss and you let that sit, and then it's good for the day. The glossiness lasts for quite some time, more so than any other glossy lip is going to last you, except for maybe this Pat McGrath one. I'm not really sure of that one. If you've tried it and you know what I'm talking about, let me know and maybe I'll go buy it at some point. But what really happens is the gloss does wear off during the day. If you eat with it, eventually you'll lose that, but the color will still be there. And like I said, it's not uncomfortable to wear. So these are very, very popular. They, certain shades tend to sell out. I'm not exactly sure why they've decided now to discontinue some shades, probably because they're just not that popular, and introduce the new shades. But like I said, that's what's happening. I haven't seen any announcements about it other than the video that I made where I just included them. I didn't say much. I just said certain shades are being discontinued. Again, though, the blooms are being discontinued by Chanel as well. So maybe it's just, and they're changing the LeBlanc stuff. So maybe it's just an overhaul of Chanel. So there's 5 new shades, and they look, to me, all pretty neutral leaning, neutral to warm, actually. So maybe it's just the fact that everything's going neutral, and the shades that they're discontinuing, I don't know, they seem to be more cool leaning. I mean, I guess that's up for debate, but anyway, we're going to do them today. So I'm going to show you one of the ones that is being discontinued, and I'll show you how you use this one, and then the next ones I'm going to do, you'll just see the lip color. So like I said, if you've never seen these before, you've got the sponge tip applicator on one side. They have a little bit of a, not chemical smell, it's like a, I don't know how to describe it. I usually put on 2 coats just to make sure that I have like a good pigment Mary Rose. I can see why it's going away. Like, it's a pretty shade. It's almost the color of my skin, color of my lips. Mary Rose. I think it's really pretty. And for somebody who's looking for that very neutral lip, this would be perfect. But, you know, not everybody's into that. So you just let it kind of sit. While it's sitting, I do have on the Tower 28. This is the new blush. This is in Long Beach Iced Tea. It's called Get Set Blur Matte Powder Blush. If you're into a matte, this is really good. It does set really quickly and it does blur. I have to say, I was actually pretty impressed. I'm not a matte person. I was doing the lips today, so I thought, you know, do something matte-ish, get it, the lips. So that's why I picked this blush. And Tower 28 did send this to me. They sent me a couple shades, so I'm going to use them. And I'll tell you, you know, even though I'm not a matte blush person, I really like this one. And I think the reason I like this one is because it has this blurring technology in it. And one of the reasons I don't like a matte is because, for me, because my skin is so dry, it accentuates texture. This one does not, though. This one, because of its matte nature, you know, I would be concerned that I would see more of the dryness, more of the imperfections in my skin. And at first you do see that, or at least I feel like I see that. But then if you wait a couple of minutes, it disappears. It becomes very blurring and it blends with the skin beautifully. So this is my favorite shade. This is Long Beach Iced Tea. You can see why. I mean, it's very neutral, very pinky brown, but I think it looks beautiful on, and I'm surprised at how much I like it because I do not go for a matte bronzer, I mean a matte blush, but this one I like, and I think it's because of the blurring technology in there. So if you really hate a matte look, you're not going to like it, but I would actually wear this. I am wearing it, and I'm kind of surprised at how much I like it. So for like that look, when you're looking for something that's going to give you a matte look, I think this is really nice because, you know, the blurring technology is really good. All right, so now you take the glossy side. Now, the way you know to use the glossy side is it starts to feel tight. It starts to feel, at least on me, I don't know if you have oily lips, maybe you don't feel that, but I feel the tightness. Put the gloss all over. Do not rub your lips together and give it a few minutes. Or on my eyes, I have one of the shades from the Charlotte Tilbury 9-pan. This is the Super Neutral. I just picked a really, really light shade, put that all over the eye. And then I have the mascara from Refy, which I am playing more with. And I feel like I've mastered it on the upper lashes, haven't quite mastered it on the lower. But it gives a very nice lengthening, feathering effect. I think it's going to be great for people who want that lengthening look. For those of you who like a volumizing mascara, this is not it, but I do like it on the upper lashes. And I find that it works just fine and I don't have transfer. If it's on my upper lashes, my lower lashes, I do have transfer. However, I do have on the Yves Saint Laurent powder all over my face. I put it on with a powder puff very, very lightly. I do think it's brightening. I do think it's actually a beautiful powder if you're interested in it. It does brighten, it does alleviate redness, and it has no talc in it. So, you know, it does have some mica in it, and it does have the Flow Gopite in it, but I don't think it looks, you know, shiny glossy. I think it's just got a great finish to it. So I think it's an excellent, excellent powder. It does have something interesting in it. It has niacinamide, which is a brightening, a B vitamin. So I think that's an interesting, because that's skincare. And then it has citrus. It has lemon peel extract, lemon peel. So I'm not sure what lemon peel does specifically. Like like I said, I'm not a dermatologist, but I remember lemon peel on your skin as a kid, like as a younger person, to brighten your skin. Don't do that, by the way, but that was the idea. So I'm guessing that's the point of it. Like, it's a brightening effect. It does absolutely brighten my skin, the powder. So I really like this powder. I think it's excellent. It works really well on me. I have dry skin. Maybe the niacinamide, you know, I find it feels very comfortable, very blurring. Again, I think the finish looks amazing. So been very impressed. Okay. So now the Mary Rose is on my lips. I think this is a great shade, but this is a very neutral, very, for me, nude shade. I mean, it's basically the color of my lips. It's basically the color of my skin. It's going to be for somebody who wants that look, or if you want to do a dark liner on it and have that, you know, 90s kind of thing going on. But that's the look, right? That's it. Now, this is, like I said, not transfer proof. It is ultra wear. So it's going to last a really long time, but you're going to get some transfer from it. When you eat, it's going to wear off. It's just going to wear, it's going to be ultra wear. It's going to wear much better than a normal lipstick, and it won't get on your teeth while you're talking. Now, if I kiss the back of my hand, you see the gloss? The gloss is there, but there's not a ton of, if any, color transfer. And that's what you're going to find with it. Like, it's just going to be like this for a couple hours. And then as the gloss starts to wear off, which it will, you'll just have the stain of the lip for a couple more hours. And I'd say, for me, easily a 12-hour lip look, but you won't get, it's not going to stay on as it looks right now for 12 hours. You'll have something left after 12 hours, but it will be, you know, a much more faded look than this. Depending on your lips though, I will admit, been able to pull this off for 8 hours. Now, I was only drinking and I wasn't eating anything, and it looked basically the exact same as it does right now. That was in my old job when I was an advocate, and I was up on the Hill, and I was talking to a whole bunch of Congress people, and I was like chatting away, and so I didn't get a chance to eat anything. If you've ever done that job, or you know what I'm talking about, like, you just basically go to office to office to office, and it's really jam-packed, and you never have a chance to eat or drink. So literally 8 or 9 hours went by. All I was doing was talking, and it stayed on. It looked fantastic. But again, most of the time you're eating or drinking or something within an 8-hour period. So, and I have very dry lips, so it worked really well for me, and it was extremely comfortable. These were my go-to back in the day when I was younger, and I was doing that all the time. So I think it's an excellent product. This shade is not a shade I owned before, which is interesting because I really like it. I might order another one since it's being discontinued, because I really think this looks nice on me. For most people, it's going to be this very, you know, light shade, and on some people, it's going to make you look a little bit unwell because it's going to be so light on you. If you have a much deeper skin tone, of course, it's going to be more contrasting. But I think for, you know, light to medium, it's not going to look quite right. It's going to look too light. But for me, I think it's great. That's probably the reason it's being discontinued. So the next shade I'm going to do is Milky Blueberry. Then I'll do Sweet Berry. Those are being discontinued. And then I will do the new ones, and it will be Pink Nude and Coral Pink. I'll make sure there's titles underneath each one. And then I will make sure, again, before I sign off today, that I show you the ones that are being discontinued and the new ones that exist. And I'll make sure my Chanel SA information is down below. If you have any questions about the Chanel Tenues and how they work, or any questions about the Tower 28, the Saint Laurent powder, the Refy Mascara, anything like that, just let me know. All right, on with the lip swatches. So those were 3 shades that were discontinued. I'm gonna now do 2 of the new 5 shades. Who knows, maybe I'll end up picking them all up. But again, like everything else with makeup, eventually they go bad. So I'll do the Pink Nude and the Coral Pink. And like I said before, if there's any questions you have, just let me know. last shade, Coral Pink. So the formula seems the same in the two new shades that I have. The gloss is still glossy, it goes on really easily, ultra wear. I do love the Pink Nude and the Coral Pink. I think they're both great shades. I'm glad they added them. Again, I'm not really sure why they're discontinuing the shades that they're discontinuing, but they are. So if you're interested in picking them up, I'll make sure all the names are up again so that, you know, you can order them. I believe pretty much any major retailer is going to have them. The new shades I have not seen except at my boutique, so a Chanel boutique. I'm sure they'll be in stores soon, but I haven't checked every single website, so maybe they'll, you know, be online some places. If I do find them, I'll link to those below, but you can definitely get them through my SA. I'll make sure her information is below. And again, the older ones that are being discontinued, you can pick them up at pretty much any retailer. I only showed 3 shades today, but if you refer to the video that I linked earlier today, that one has a bunch of shades in it, so you can see those shades as well if any of those are discontinued, or if you just want to pick up one of the shades, even if it's not being discontinued. So thanks so much for joining me today, guys. I really do appreciate it, and I hope to see you in another video really soon.